Could Nessie actually have been captured by the government and secretly held in a facility somewhere? Did you know that under Prince Philip's direction, the royal family sent hunters to Loch Ness and even issued orders to transport the creature's body to London? Yes, this is not an urban legend. Documents and claims over the years suggest that the Loch Ness Monster may already have been found and that this information has been hidden from the public. According to some sources, this event even triggered disagreements at the highest levels of UK institutions. Did the creature's remains spark a secret rivalry between the Natural History Museum in London and the Royal Scottish Museum? This is just the beginning. What you are about to hear will show that Nessie might be much more than just a monster. Some believe it came from outer space. Others claim it arrived through a dimensional portal. So, what is Nessie really? Could its lair be hidden in a cave within the lake? If you're ready, let's dive into the most shocking, sensational, and least known theories about Nessie. Was the government really hiding Nessie? Some theories argue that the Loch Ness Monster was actually captured years ago and hidden from the public out of panic or self-interest. Following the record 11 sightings reported in 2017, one claim suggests Nessie was indeed found, but quickly taken to a classified government facility. It is even stated that the government enacted special protection laws to ensure the creature's safety, all without public knowledge. This conspiracy theory first surfaced in a Daily Express report citing the YouTube channel All Time Conspiracy. It states that government authorities secretly held the creature's remains and that the decision of where to display them became a major point of contention between the Natural History Museum in London and the Royal Scottish Museum. According to the allegation, secret negotiations even took place to determine this, all concealed from the general public. Could this really be true? When Nessie exploded into public consciousness in the early 1930s, a secret rivalry emerged between British and Scottish institutions. In 1934, officials from the Natural History Museum in London reportedly sent correspondence instructing hunters to shoot the creature and send its body to London. In response, the Royal Scottish Museum in Edinburgh contacted the government, insisting that if the creature's body was found, it should not end up in England, and that the remains should be considered their property. So even before Nessie was visible, these two museums were in a cold war over who would exhibit the creature. These archival documents were later uncovered by researcher David Clark and became public in 2014. In my video, these celebrities confirmed the Loch Ness Monster is real in 2025. I mentioned several famous believers, and Prince Philip was certainly among them. The Duke of Edinburgh's fascination with Nessie was well known among military and political circles. In the 1960s, he reportedly expressed interest and even urged a naval officer to mobilize the Royal Navy to search for Nessie. Archival letters show that in the 1960s and 70s, Prince Philip communicated with Loch Ness researchers and showed keen interest in Nessie expeditions. Some documents even state that he suggested a systematic Royal Navy search in Loch Ness. But what if Nessie was actually caught? What if it's not just a monster? What if Nessie's existence is a secret so profound that it would overturn our entire scientific understanding? What if this is why it's being hidden? Because revealing it could mean rewriting history books. Perhaps that's why the government has remained silent. Perhaps certain secrets are being withheld, not from the public, but from science itself. What do you think? Could Nessie really have been found and taken to a secret facility? But wait, the most intriguing theories about Nessie don't end there. In the next episode, we'll take you deeper into the heart of the mystery. Could Nessie have been brought from outer space? One of the wildest theories about Nessie suggests that it is not an earthly creature at all, but rather an alien life form, or the result of an extraterrestrial experiment. According to believers, Nessie is not a plesiosaur, but a being that was brought to our planet from elsewhere. Some claim that aliens may have used advanced technology to place Nessie in Loch Ness many years ago, perhaps as a biological surveillance device to observe humanity, or merely as part of an experiment. Occasional reports of UFO sightings around Loch Ness, such as a Swedish journalist's claim in the 1970s that he saw a landed spaceship and alien beings in the forest, are often cited in support of this theory. This conspiracy has even found its way into popular culture, where the idea of Nessie being a visitor from another world is frequently discussed. Personally, I find this theory far from convincing, but what do you think? Is Nessie a time traveler from another dimension? This extraordinary theory suggests that the Loch Ness Monster has made its way to the present day by traveling through time. According to this view, there may be a natural time gate or wormhole located deep within Loch Ness or nearby. Nessie is believed to be a prehistoric creature, perhaps a plesiosaur from the Jurassic era, that occasionally emerges into our world through this passage, only to return to its own time afterward. This could explain why we never capture it definitively or find evidence of a breeding population. Theorists argue that Loch Ness's geographic and magnetic characteristics may create anomalies that weaken the boundaries of space and time. Unusual magnetic deviations and strange sonar readings in the area are cited as possible evidence of temporary time windows. While this theory is highly speculative, it attempts to explain the Nessie phenomenon through the lens of quantum physics and time travel. Some even claim Nessie leaves no trace because it doesn't fully exist in our timeline. Could Nessie be a paranormal entity? Some believe Nessie is not a flesh and blood animal at all, but a paranormal being, or a creature that comes from another dimension. According to this theory, the monster's ability to appear and vanish without a trace is attributed to its non-physical or spiritual nature. Notably, Nessie researcher Tim Dinsdale, who claimed to have filmed the creature, once suggested around 1970 that Nessie might be a ghost, not a living animal, following a bizarre event aboard his boat involving a series of ghostly and demonic entities. Another researcher, F.W. Ted Holliday, concluded after years of investigation that Nessie was a being that enters and exits our world from another realm. In fact, in 1973, Holliday conducted a kind of exorcism over Loch Ness with a priest, attempting to banish the creature. This theory connects Nessie to local legends of water spirits, such as the Kelpie, or even demonic forces. According to believers, Nessie is not a physical animal, but a type of energy, being that manifests occasionally. In recent years, many modern authors have written books exploring Nessie's supernatural origins. By incorporating ideas from other dimensions and occult folklore, this theory offers a completely different perspective on the mystery of Loch Ness. Could Nessie be a Kelpie? A Kelpie, or each Uige in Scottish Gaelic, is a shape-shifting water spirit or water horse from Scottish folklore. It is often said to appear in the form of a horse and is accused of luring people into the water to drown them. Even before the Loch Ness legend emerged, there were historical accounts of Kelpies roaming the waterways of the region. This has led some to believe that the Nessie story is essentially a modern evolution of the ancient Kelpie legend passed down through generations. Supporters of this theory interpret certain modern sightings of Nessie as possible Kelpie encounters. For example, a curved, hump-like shape seen on the water's surface has sometimes been attributed to a Kelpie rather than Nessie. The hidden tunnel beneath the loch. Why has Nessie never been definitively caught? Why are there long periods with no sightings at all? If the loch's ecosystem isn't enough to sustain a creature of that size, could it be accessing food from somewhere else? Scientifically speaking, plesiosaurs went extinct around 65 million years ago alongside the dinosaurs. To date, no transitional fossils or evidence suggest that they survived unnoticed. The likelihood of such a large species existing for millions of years without leaving a trace is extremely low. Loch Ness was formed roughly 10,000 years ago during the last ice age, at least 64 million years after the extinction of plesiosaurs. This fact alone makes it unlikely that plesiosaurs could have naturally existed in the loch. However, one theory suggests that Loch Ness is connected to the sea through underwater waterways, which could allow a sea creature, such as a plesiosaur, to move in and out of the loch. According to this theory, Nessie's sporadic appearances or long absences may be due to its ability to travel through these hidden underwater tunnels, allowing it to go undetected. Loch Ness connects to the Moray Firth via the River Ness, and then to into the North Sea. This connection, some believe, could mean that Nessie entered the loch from the sea and may still be coming and going regularly. So far, there is no definitive evidence of an underground tunnel or direct sea connection. However, the geological structure of Loch Ness and past tectonic activity in the region do not rule out the possibility of such tunnels existing. Could Nessie be hiding in a giant underwater cave system? A newly discovered trench in 2016, measuring 889 feet in depth, may help explain why Nessie hasn't been seen more frequently. According to this theory, a vast cave or tunnel system beneath the loch provides a natural hiding place for Nessie, making it nearly impossible to detect with sonar or cameras. Diving expeditions and sonar surveys have shown cave-like formations on the loch floor in certain areas, particularly in locations like Urquhart Bay. Depressions and voids have been detected in the lakebed. Whether these gaps are unknown underwater tunnels remains unconfirmed, but it is speculated that Nessie may be hiding in these areas. As with every great mystery, despite thousands of eyewitness accounts, we may never be 100% certain about Nessie's existence. Strangely enough, it brings to mind a quote by physicist Werner Heisenberg regarding the existence of God. "The first gulp from the glass of natural sciences will turn you into an atheist, but at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you." Maybe what we know about Loch Ness is only a glass of water. Some have taken a sip and declared Nessie doesn't exist. But what if the truth is waiting in the last sip? What if Nessie is still hiding in the depths of the loch? Nessie continues to live not only beneath the surface, but also in the darker corners of our minds, especially when you decide to take a swim in that lake, in that eerie silence. Remember, we can never truly know what lies beneath. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the previous episodes in this series. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. Also, for curious minds and anyone fascinated by cryptozoology, I highly recommend the FB page Cryptozoology Facts, a great hub with over 77,000 followers. See you in the next episode with new theories and new mystery.